51 Best Quotes About Overcoming Relationship Problems. If you are looking for some tips on overcoming your relationship problems, here are 51 best quotes that will inspire you to overcome the challenges you and your partner may face right now. But first, let me put it like this. Every problem has only two sides. Another reason for letting go is one side, while the other is a reminder of the love you promised to give each other. To decide or cheat your way, you can either flip it to choose what side you want to look at. Simple as that. 1. A beautiful relationship does not depend on how well we understand someone, but it depends on how well we avoid misunderstanding. 2. A relationship is like a house. When a light bulb burns out, you do not go and buy a new house, you fix the light bulb. Quote by Joy Vall. 3. A strong relationship is choosing to love each other even in those moments when you struggle to like each other. 4. A true relationship is two imperfect people refusing to let go of each other. 5. All couples have ups and downs, but how you handle it is what defines true love. Arguments are simply a test to see if a couple is strong enough to overcome it. 6. All relationships go through bad times, but real relationships get through bad times. Quote by Anurag Prakash Ray. 7. All relationships have one law. Never make the one you love feel alone, especially when you're there. 8. All relationships have problems. The strength of your relationship is defined by your ability to overcome them. 9. Anyone can give up. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. But to hold it together when everyone else would understand if you fell apart, that's true strength. 10. At the end of the day, you can either focus on what's tearing you apart or what's keeping you together. 11. Behind every happy couple lies two people who have fought hard to overcome all obstacles and interferences to be that way. Why? Because it's what they wanted. Quote by Kim George. 12. Both people need to care deeply about the other person, to put the other's needs before their own, and to make a daily commitment to that person to stick it out. Quote by Alessandra Torre. 13. Every relationship goes through a struggle, but only strong relationships get through it. 14. Every relationship has its problems, but what makes it perfect is when you still want to be there when everything goes wrong. Quote by Ritu Gattori. 15. Every relationship needs an argument every now and then, just to prove that it is strong enough to survive. Long-term relationships, the ones that matter, are all about weathering the peaks and the valleys. Quote by Melcher Lim. 16. Explain your anger. Don't express it and you will immediately open the door to solutions instead of arguments. 17. Forget all the reasons why it won't work, and believe the one reason why it will. 18. God can restore what is broken and change it to something amazing. All you need is faith. Quote by Joel. 19. Good communication is less about saying what you mean, and more about defining what you say. Quote by Kelly J. Bielli. 20. Great couples still get angry with each other, but they continue to discuss until there is a solution even if it takes several days. Bob Grant. 21. Hold no grudges and practice forgiveness. This is the key to having peace in all your relationships. Quote by Dr. Wayne Dyer. 22. I can't promise that in our relationship you won't face any problems, but I surely can promise that you won't face them alone. Rose Hathaway. 23. I think a relationship is like a shark. It has to constantly move forward or it dies. Quote by Woody Allen. 24. If you're having relationship problems, confess to God, not Facebook. 25. In any serious relationship, if you don't gather your partner's opinion before making a decision that impacts you both, you're just storing up trouble for the future. Quote by Cindy Woodsmall. 26. Let's not forget it's you and me versus problem, not your versus me. 27. Love is not how you forget but how you forgive. Not how you listen but how you understand. Not what you see but how you feel. And not how you let go but how you hold on. 28. Love is the remedy of all problems. Misunderstandings become jokes, insults become humor. A perfect relationship. Quote by Dilnav Muchati. 29. Love isn't when there are no fights in the relationship. Love is when once the fight ends, love is still there. 30. Nobody likes conflict, but sweeping issues under the rug ultimately causes more damage than addressing things directly. 31. Problems in relationships occur because each person is concentrating on what is missing in the other person. Quote by Wayne Dyer. 32. Problems should be like speed bumps. You slow down just to get over it, but you don't let it stop you from heading to your destination. Quote by Sonia Parker. 33. Relationships include fights, jealousy, arguments, and tears. But a real relationship fights through all of those with love. 34. Relationships last long not because they're destined to last long. Relationships last long because two brave people made a choice. To keep it, fight for it and to work for it. 35. Shared joy is a double joy. Shared sorrow is half a sorrow. Quote by Swedish proverb. 36. Some of the biggest challenges in relationships come from the fact that most people enter a relationship in order to get something. They're trying to find someone who's going to make them feel good. In reality, the only way a relationship will last is if you see your relationship as a place that you go to give, and not a place that you go to take. Quote by Anthony Robbins. 37. Sometimes I push your way because I need you to pull me closer. 38. Sometimes you put walls up not to keep people out, but to see who cares enough to break them down. Quote by Socrates. 39. The couples that are meant to be are the ones who go through everything that is meant to tear them apart and come out even stronger. 40. The emotion that can break your heart is sometimes the very one that heals it. Quote by Nicholas Sparks. 41. The extent to which two people in a relationship can bring up and resolve issues is a critical marker of the soundness of a relationship. Quote by Henry Cloud. 42. There is no love without forgiveness, and there is no forgiveness without love. Quote by Bryant H. McGill. 43. To solve the problem, you have to recognize your share of responsibility. If you only blame the other person, you will never solve it. 44. Trials are but lessons that you failed to learn, presented once again. So, where you made a faulty choice before, you can now make a better one and thus escape all pain that what you chose before has brought to you. A Course in Miracles. 45. Trouble is part of your life, and if you don't share it, you don't give the person who loves you enough chance to love you enough. Quote by Dinah Shore. 46. We are told that people stay in love because of chemistry, or because they remain intrigued with each other, because of many kindnesses, because of luck. But part of it has got to be forgiveness and gratefulness. Quote by Ellen Goodman. 47. We don't develop courage by being happy every day. We develop it by surviving difficult times and challenging adversity. Quote by Barbara De Angelis. 48. Whatever problems arise in a romantic relationship, it's important to face them together as a couple. If an aspect of the relationship stops working, don't simply ignore it, but instead, address it with your partner. Things change, so respond to them together as they do. Quote by Ann Nowakama. 49. When you find someone you can truly love, you will fight to keep that relationship. No matter what obstacles you both will face, you will never give up on each other. You may get lost along the way, but one of you always keeps catch the other. Soon one day both of you will have each other's backs. Quote by Jenna Bignar. 50. You can't have a relationship without any fights, but you can make your relationship worth the fight. 51. You can't just give up on someone just because the situation is not ideal. Great relationships aren't great because they have no problems. They're great because both people care about the other person to find a way to make it work.